Women online want to talk about bad luck and how hard dating is, but they don't want to ask the one question that actually matters. What do I need to change?
Dating sucks so bad. Like so bad. In the last couple of weeks, I went on 2 dates that I thought went exceptionally well. And trust me, I have been on quite a few bad and mediocre dates. So I know the difference between a really, really good date and a not so good one.
You
And like I
sure?
said, yeah, they went really well. I mean, leaving the date, when can I see you again? Let's plan a second date. All to just within the days following just be like, no, actually, I'm sorry, like I'm not interested in seeing you again. Just so discouraged. Oh my god, I never thought I would get on the internet teary-eyed. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up posting this, or if I do, it'll probably be deleted. I'm on my period and I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I just cannot do this anymore. I just feel like this is so hard. And I feel like I have nobody to relate to because I am the last single friend. Nobody knows what it's like to be in my position, to be 30 and single and watching all your friends get married and have babies and have their second baby.
Wonder why.
This season sucks so bad. No matter what, like whether I go on a really good date or a really bad one, I'm discouraged because I'm either discouraged because it was not good and I walked away not interested in the person and I'm like, ugh, annoying. Or I'm
Annoying.
discouraged because I got my hopes up. I got really excited. I felt really hopeful. I thought things went well. I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. To then just be let down. It's discouraging either way. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I just can't help but think, it's like, what is wrong with me that this seems like it is going so well and so effortless for everybody else. But for me, it's just like not happening. And I feel like I was always so hopeful. At least I tried to be. I tried to be positive and I tried to be hopeful. And I really pray that, like, God, I trust your timing. I trust that you have someone coming for me. I know that this is a desire of my heart and you want to give me the desires of my heart. But now I feel like my prayers are changing from I trust your timing to please take this desire away, because I don't know how much disappointment I can take in this season anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. But it's so hard when the desire for love and for marriage and for a family and for kids, it's hard when it's so strong and you're watching everybody else around you get that and you're not. And you feel behind and you feel left out. And of course, it's like freaking embarrassing, like my friends just heard from me twice in the past 3 weeks that I went on a date and it was absolutely amazing. And then, oh, are you guys going to see each other again? Actually, no, we're not. Why? Well, I don't know, because he's not interested. Yeah, I'm just really discouraged. 2026 is off to a great start. Feeling really hopeful this year, guys. I think I'm just throwing in the towel.
Do it.
When it comes to dating.
So she clearly prefers to draft all of this up as if it's just something happening to her, like she's a passive, unlucky victim of dating, instead of an active participant shaping outcomes. And so, of course, she has that mentality that she's an unlucky person getting screwed over by life. Because of that mindset, she's going to start feeling bad for herself. She's going to start crying on camera, making a fool of herself, blaming it on her period, and her results are not going to change. It's very likely this type of mindset, it's the norm for her in all areas of life. She clearly has a victim mentality. And my point is, she doesn't want to talk about her choices. She doesn't want to analyze the alerts being thrown at her repeatedly, which is the men she likes not being interested in her. She wants to treat it more like kind of a random misfortune, right? But we know that's not the case. If she would just step out of that woe is me mentality and actually, again, analyze the rejection alerts she's receiving, she could change her results. Bottom line is, when she says these dates are going well, it's clear her metric for a good date is how she felt, right? Of course, but not whether mutual interest or attraction was actually established. Because bottom line, if it was established, there would be more dates. There would be progression. There would be a relationship. Now, she did mention that the guys would say, yeah, let's plan a second date. But people are typically trying to spare one another's feelings on first dates. So look at their actions, not their words. So these men who do qualify as a good date in her mind, it really just means she liked him. That's her metric. But again, that doesn't mean she liked or he liked her, right? Her excitement about, a specific guy, it doesn't actually equal a connection. Women are so used to being the ones who evaluate the date to decide if the man made a good impression that they often miss when they themselves don't. So eventually, she has to take some accountability. She must take a more active role and understand that if she's set on matrimony, which it sounds like she is, then the hypergamy utopia encouraged by feminism, it must be mentally addressed and repudiated. Because this woman is clearly stuck between, I don't like him and he doesn't like me. And if she's looking for genuine commitment, she better start inquiring about the former. It makes sense why she's 30 and single.
I'm currently on my way home from a date. First date of 2026. And I have no problems posting this because he told me he doesn't have TikTok. And honestly, even if he did, I wouldn't give a fuck if he saw this. Because this man decided to psychoanalyze everything about me. Everything. He and I met in the wild. We met playing kickball. And we had a really great time. And I was like, oh my God, he's like kind of cute. And like we were having fun. So we decided to go on a date. So we did. And as the date's going on, we're having a lovely time. I'm having a great time. But then he starts getting a little drunker. And that's when the truth starts to really come out. And he was like, psychoanalyzing me. And literally was like, I bet you're on anxiety meds. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, how'd you come to that conclusion? He's like, you just give those vibes. He was like, you're clearly a very sheltered person. You're clearly somebody who thinks you know everything and like has seen the world, but you don't know anything. And then he just starts going on and on and on about all the things that he's...
Is she about to talk herself into tears?
Decided about me. In 2 hours, he's decided all of this about me. To make me feel bad about myself, I have no idea. And he was like, then trying to question me, oh, how many relationships have you been in? I'm like, that's none of your business. He's like, I bet you've been in a lot of situationships, but don't ever have a boyfriend. And I was like, wow, you really just have me all figured out. So we're starting the year off really strong. And I wish I could like make this funny, but at this point, like it's not funny. It's just mean. It's just mean.
So obviously, this guy here was not interested in going along to get along. And evidently alcohol played a role in that. He wasn't concerned about offending her in his analysis. So as the date progressed and he got more data on her, he started to categorize her based on a familiar pattern. And eventually he shared that info with her, which guys typically will keep to themselves, right? And maybe later make a judgment based on the data they're collecting from the woman during the date. But I think one of the reasons this upset her as much as it did is because she knows these boxes she checks are going to affect whether or not a man would actually want to keep seeing her. A woman constantly in and out of situationships, that's not good. Probably racked up her body count. Her being on anxiety medication, yeah. I mean, he put a mirror up to her and she didn't like it. She didn't like it. And obviously, as the date went on and he got a little tipsy, I guess he felt like sharing how he had categorized her. To me, again, it seems like he didn't care about going along to get along, which is typically, what will happen on first dates. Kind of what I mentioned in that previous clip there. Guys telling women, yeah, sure, let's have a second date. So not to offend her or upset her or stuff like that. But this guy, he was not interested. Instead, he chose to actually risk offending her. And maybe he didn't give a shit if he did, by sharing his thoughts about her. And of course, a woman is not really going to like hearing that. Because for one, it reminds her that she's not one in a million. She's not special. And based on the things she was saying, she came off so stereotypical that he was able to categorize her basically perfectly. And the funny thing is, a guy like this, actually, who provokes such a reaction, he's going to have more chances to get with this woman than a guy who creates kind of indifference in her. She doesn't feel much from the date. Clearly, this first date they had, she's feeling a lot. She's flustered. He probably aroused her, actually, with his dead-on analysis. If I had to guess, the box that he put her in mentally was feminist city girl. He kind of sounds red-pilled. So, I'm sure he knew, I don't want anything more to do with this chick unless it's sleeping with her. And I think she understood that.